Well, we finally have both parts of the whole Mockingjay saga. How's it feel to kind of be done and have the whole story out there, or at least about to be out there?
Well, for me, there's two parts to that question. The first part is we've all spent 9 months. We did all movies back to back, so we hung out with each other and we're seeing each other and working each other for every day for 9 months. And it was kind of sad when that's over with. But from a storytelling standpoint, I feel really satisfied and I think really proud of how it came to its conclusion.
What about you?
Yeah, no, it's exciting, man. This movie is something else, you know, and I think that I'm excited for everybody to see it. And I think at this point too, you know, after shooting this project, now we all get to come back and see each other again. Like, you know, the premiere's coming, all our friends get to get back together. So these are the moments we look forward to, you know.
Awesome. Now, you both have, I think, pretty interesting roles because you're kind of the people behind the camera in front of the camera. Was that an interesting flip for you guys, being actors?
It was interesting, you know. Yeah, I mean, it was. You know, we're supposed to be capturing what was going on at the same time as we're also being captured in the film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then it almost turns into something else because then we're in this movie we're really in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's survival mode. It's a war. It's like a war movie at this point. You know.
And there's I think there's a lot of parallels to what we were going through as actors in our work, because we're there as supporting actors to really support Katniss in telling the story, but also in the movie we're there as a supporting to make these propos that supports her and emphasizes her as a symbol to unite the rebellion behind her. So it kind of, you know, it worked really well in both levels of how we tied that in.
Yeah. Now, Wes, we got to see a lot more emotion from Castor this time with Pollux. Was there a lot that went into those scenes in particular? Because they're pretty touching scenes in the midst of all that action and war stuff.
Yeah, you know, Eldon and I, well, Francis came to us, and we knew that there was going to be a relationship that we had to show, but we weren't going to be able to do it in words. We weren't going to be able to talk that much. So it was really interesting because of the amount of time that we spent together, and we got really close. We all got really close on set, and so we created this sort of. It wasn't like standard sign language, but we created our own language. You know, with like a very basic. We didn't create our own full language, but like a really basic way of doing things. So in the scene, sometimes he would sign to me certain things, and if Francis liked it, he would pick it up, and you know, a few of those things made it into the film. But just to create this history and this relationship that we had together as brothers.
Awesome. Now, something a little less touching was the action, and it seemed like a lot of that stuff. Like I'm thinking in particular of the scene in the sewers with the Mutts. Seems like that's some hard work, especially because I imagine a lot of CG went into it. What was that stuff like filming?
Oh, what were we laughing about?
Your reaction to it, you know?
No, because I mean, we were like we were in the trenches, like it was real, like all day long, and it was incredible. But it was like all that stuff. I mean, even when we were shooting, I remember we had to be so precise that we were at a certain angle and everything like that we weren't hitting anybody else, and it was like, you know, it was intense, and being in the underground was incredible.
Yeah, well, so they created these elaborate sewers, I mean, full practical sewers that we were in.
We'd just be walking, like going.
And sometimes we were water up to our necks, we were in water up to our ankles, knees, and we were there for bent over in these dark sewers for 3 weeks, shooting these scenes.
Wow, that sounds intense.
Very bonding.
Other than the action, were there any like favorite moments from filming these two films? Because you did them back to back, right? So it's, I guess, from both of them, is there anything that really stands out to you as really enjoyable?
I think the moment that Eldon and I had before he went to the tunnels, when he sees the tunnels and realizes that he's back to a place that he was in prison for 5 years. That was a good moment, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, all of it. I mean, it's hard to even pinpoint any specific moment. You know, it was all put together so precise. I mean, even the fighting scenes where we're, you know, battling and jumping over, like the timing was almost like a dance to some extent. Sam Claflin, it was incredible. Yeah. So all of it.
Awesome. Now it's no real secret that Pan Am is kind of supposed to be post-apocalyptic America. You know. Do you see the Hunger Games as a saga, as kind of a warning? Do you think we're all that far off from that kind of universe existing? Or how do you feel about the political themes and stuff of this whole franchise.
Have you been to LA?
No, it's very real though. And that's why I feel like people get so are so attached to the movies and the books, because there is so much of what's going on in the world today. I feel like, you know what I mean. It's all those things are very real in their own way, you know.
Yeah, it definitely strikes a chord of truth with the media and with manipulation and the abuse of power. And so there's a lot of parallels to what's going on in our world right now with the story, as any good story does.
Sure. Well, I really appreciate you guys' time. The
Thank you so
movie's
much.
great and action-packed.
Isn't it?
And yeah, I look forward to it opening and everyone else being able to see it. So thank you both so much.
Thank you so
Great,
much.
thank you.
Man.